you tell I'm in denial?
You can't stay at the top forever.
I was also very surprised when I looked at my phone and saw Joe Girardi dismissed.
Well, I think mine were with common sense.
I think now belongs in the all-time greats top 10.
Boston, I really think only got to this point because of a guy named Chris Middleton being out for the Bucks.
That power play just was unbearable. It was humming.
Man, am I happy. I knew that this was going to happen. I knew he was going to come back.
When I think of New York Yankees now is Judge, probably people in the past when Jeter was coming up.
I would be shocked. A little bit hurt.
Hey, this is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, TexasFootball.com, and Valley Sports Southwest. You are listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week. We are riding a streak of NBA opinions, and the man that I'm sure has thoughts on the All-Star game, Austin.
I did not end up watching the All-Star game. I did watch the three-point contest, the Sabrina versus Curry, and some other stuff. But, I mean, we can really start with the All-Star game. That was one of the worst All-Star games, I think, in a very long time. The score ended up being like 211 to 186 or something.
Record setting. Yeah, I was like 211.
There was no defense being played.
Yeah, there's no defense. And I had the game on the entire time. I do some work during it. I focused during the first quarter. Then I worked on some arts and crafts during the rest of it. It just seemed, while we talked about the West and we predicted the West, it requires two of the best players, the best player in the game actually trying, but they didn't. I don't know if you saw the clip of Luka and Jokic passing the ball back and forth.
I haven't, but I can only imagine that they didn't try. And It was always going to be bad, but I mean, this is a point of no return almost.
Yeah, and it's just you're more you play more basketball than me. Do you think there's a level of defense that can be played without fear of injury, or
more than nothing, right? Like it was just so bad that it's. I don't think it was less than not caring. It was more of a. I don't know. It wasn't even. They weren't trying at all. They were shooting.
Yeah.
I know Dame shot from past half court for no reason. I'm fine with that, but it's just,
Luka did that too, and it was terrible. So, but yeah, we just know they're not going to try. I think the best thing about this weekend was Sabrina versus Curry, which I think lived up to the hype. You had Sabrina winning, I had Curry winning, and it was close. And maybe I'm not seeing the full discourse on Twitter. People were upset about Sabrina or were hating on her shooting. I thought for a second
I obviously predicted Sabrina to win.
Yeah.
I don't think they were really mad at her. I think they were mad at what some of the announcers were saying. I don't really know. It was kind of she shot well. One of the announcers said that she should have shot from the WNBA line and she would have won if she did that. And some people on Twitter and other stuff thought that was demeaning her or whatever. I think he was just saying that to the sense of you shoot from what you're expected to. But I get why the other people were mad because she scored 26, and that's what the highest of the three-point contest participants shot. However, I would like to say that I think the problem with the three-point contest as well is that the best three-point shooters in the world aren't shooting in it.
Yes.
There's a lot of those certified shooters that are not participating in that. Because we already know that Curry would have won the competition every time. Or you could at least have other guys that are just better than those guys. And I thought Sabrina versus Curry was interesting. The three-point contest was fine. It was good, but it wasn't spectacular.
Yeah, for a sec, I thought she was going to win. The way she started when she only missed one shot, I was like, man, Austin's going to be right. She's going to win. And she faded. And it came down to the last few shots from Curry. So I think that was it was very entertaining. And I like that idea of it because, you talked about Curry's the best 3-point shooter. So we know he's going to win. So I like this idea of, let's take Sabrina from WNBA, who's very impressive with her 3-point shooting, and have her play Curry. And it worked out well. It wasn't a blowout. It was entertaining.
The only way that Curry actually would compete, because he knows that he would already win the other competition. So this gives him a reason to do it for charity and to have more eyes on it, because it's something that's not been done every time, or in this case, the first time ever. So it was enjoyable. The skills contest was wild. We had Anthony Edwards shooting left-handed, Scotty Barnes throwing a backwards half-court shot, and Indiana ended up winning, which I predicted.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. That and the dunk contest are forgettable. The dunk contest was fine, but they kind of gave Jaylen Brown bonus points for just being an all-star and competing. I don't think he had any spectacular dunks, and they gave him a 50 on one of them that was definitely not a 50, while not giving Mac McGowan a 50 that was definitely a 50. So some people were suggesting that maybe next year they do horse instead of the dunk contest. I'd be fine with that, because they've done that before.
That would be fun.
The first time they've ever done it. But something has to change. This was definitely one of the weakest All-Star weekends in a while.
Yeah, the game just wasn't fun. They just scored a bunch of points, and it's just no one's going to try. Luka and Jokic don't try at all, but that's kind of funny when the way they interact. I do love the memes. Have you seen the memes of the warm-up jerseys?
I've not.
Okay, so basically there's one with Luka and how he was introduced, and it's like, hey guys, be careful in the bowling alley. Here are your shoes. Because they did look a little bit like bowling uniforms, or the way Luka did. I was on that, which was pretty funny. But yeah, and the court, I did not like the court during the 3-point shooting contest. That's what I saw. I missed the dunk contest. Why was it just green? I don't like that for Starry.
It's for Starry, though.
But like, it's weird. Like, just put a can on there, not make the whole court green. I'm trying to think. I caught glimpses of the Celebrity All-Star game, which was funny. Did you see any part of that or any highlights of that?
A tiny, tiny bit. Not much, though.
Yeah, so this All-Star game, I think the biggest thing was Sabrina versus Curry, which I really liked and enjoyed. But yeah, everything else was forgettable. We had repeat winners, but the 3-point contest it wasn't the best 3-point shooters, as you said, because it was 26, which seems low.
Especially with 2 extra 3-point shots.
Yeah.
It wasn't remarkable. It wasn't necessarily poor shooting, but it definitely wasn't remarkable.
Yeah, I like the idea of horse. And yeah, I don't think they'll ever get rid of the All-Star game, but it's just like, it's background noise to me, and there's nothing really you can do about it, because I understand players not wanting to get hurt.
I guess, but it's not football. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so let us know what you think in the comments, and I'll toss this over to Austin.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. What were your thoughts about the All-Star game? Did you have a favorite part? What should they do to change? And please catch us in our next video.